It was 8 o'clock at night. Suresh was working in the office. It was raining heavily outside with a storm. Suresh was working on a land project. Being busy with work, he had no idea of time. When he finished his work, it was 9 o'clock. Due to low battery, his mobile also got switched off after some time. When he came out, he lost his senses. It was a very dark night. It was a deserted road and there was no one around. Along with the storm, heavy rain was falling. Due to heavy rain, all the lights from the electric poles had also gone out. Suresh somehow took out his scooter and started going towards his house. After some time, suddenly a cat appeared on the way. So Suresh braked the scooter. But after applying brakes, Suresh's scooter stopped at the same spot. Suresh felt as if someone had grabbed his scooter. Suresh got down from the scooter and tried several times, but the scooter was not starting. Due to heavy rain, Suresh was completely drenched. He was shivering due to cold. His nervousness increased further due to the sudden stoppage of the scooter. He took his scooter aside and closed his eyes for a while out of fear. After some time, he realized that someone had placed a hand on his back. Suresh shouted loudly, "Who is there? Who is there? Leave me." When he looked back, there was no one. He thought that maybe he was hallucinating. He was very scared. Suddenly, he heard the sound of lights switching on and off, and when he looked nearby, he saw that the lights of his scooter were switching on and off. This continued for a few moments. Then the lights went out. Suresh was not able to understand what to do now. Before he could do anything, he saw a hanging white umbrella in front of him. Suresh closed his eyes out of fear, but he could not close his eyes for long. When he opened his eyes, the ground slipped beneath his feet. There was a witch in front of his eyes. She wore a white sari. She was looking at Suresh with fearful eyes. Then the witch threw the umbrella on the ground. Suresh saw that as soon as the rain drop fell on the witch sari, the drop turned red. Gradually, the entire sari turned red. Seeing this scene, Suresh got scared and starting his scooter. Luckily, his scooter started and he started moving rapidly towards his home. After some time, the same witch appeared in front of Suresh's scooter. Suresh could not control the scooter and the scooter hit a tree. Suresh died instantly after hitting the tree. The next morning, when some people saw this, they called the police and handed over the body to Suresh's family. And after investigating, The police said that Suresh died accidentally. He may have been driving the scooter at high speed and lost control, hitting a tree and dying. A few days after Suresh's death, it rained as heavily as it had that night. Suresh had two special friends, Ramesh and Paresh. Both of them used to work with Suresh only. It was 3 o'clock in the night. Ramesh was sleeping in his room. He heard the sound of lightning coming from the sky. Ramesh concentrated on sleeping. Suddenly he felt as if someone had slapped him. He woke up from sleep and started looking around, but there was no one around. Then, after some time, the lights in the room started flickering on and off. Seeing this, Ramesh got very scared and was trying to sleep by covering himself with a blanket. He felt someone pulling his blanket from behind and started shouting loudly, "Let me go, let me go." After a while, everything remained quiet. Then suddenly the window opened on its own, and one of the hands came in from outside with blood on its palm. That hand tightly held Ramesh's throat and strangled him to death, hanging him under the fan with the help of a rope. The next morning, when Ramesh's friend Paresh came to call him, he saw this scene and immediately informed the police. After investigation, the police declared it a suicide and said Ramesh might have committed suicide due to stress and pressure of something. We will into it further. We'll also try to investigate. After the death of both his friend, Paresh becomes extremely stressed. In his mind, he started feeling that now the third position is his. He also stopped going to office. He kept to be alone. He didn't even talk much to his friends. After a few days, he felt that the danger would have passed. Then he went to visit another city with his wife. For a few days, he traveled with his wife to another city. After roaming for a few days, both of them returned to their home. Now there was no trace of fear in Paresh's mind. He started living a comfortable life. After visiting another city, he started going to office daily. One day, due to excess work in the office, he had to stay late. That night also, it was raining heavily along with the storm. Paresh sat in his car and left for home. On the way, his car collided with a big pothole and one wheel of the car fell into the pothole. Paresh got down from the car and tried hard, but the wheel did not come out of the pothole. While Paresh was trying, a woman passed by. The woman lovingly said to the Ramesh, "Listen, can I help you?" Ramesh said, "No, I am not able to do it, So, what can you do? Still, you think so? Then you try once. The woman gave just a little push to the car from behind, and the wheel of the car came out of the pit. Paresh thanked the woman and asked her, "Where you have to go? Where will you go alone so late at night? You tell me. I'll drop you wherever you want." "Yes, thank you. A little further from here, there is a street with a pond. Leave me there." "My house is near the pond," the woman replied. Paresh made the woman sit in his car and proceeded ahead. Paresh was definitely feeling a little scared, but he was on driving. After a while, a voice came from behind. "Just stop here. My house is nearby." Paresh stopped the car and asked her to get down. Suddenly, he heard a scary voice from behind. "Paresh, you are gone now. Your end is near now. I will not leave you." When Paresh looked back, he was shocked. The woman had transformed into a dreadful witch. The witch pushed Paresh hard and made him fall down from the car. Then she started dragging Paresh towards the pond. Paresh screamed and shouted a lot, but the witch did not listen to him. Paresh said to the witch, "Leave me, let me go. What have I done to you?" "Paresh, you will die today by my hands only. I have already killed both of your friends. Now it is your turn. Remember that dark night, that dark rainy night? The night you killed me and threw me in the pond. The land that provided livelihood to me and my parents. All three of you wanted to grab that land and set up a liquor factory on that land. When I and my father refused to sign, you sinful bastards killed me and my father and threw both of us in the pond. The reason for our death was told to the people, that we died by drowning in water. I will never allow a liquor factory to open on that land. And I have come back to take revenge for me and my father. Today, even God will not be able to save you from me." Saying this, the witch pushed Paresh hard and made him fall into the pond, and he died instantly by drowning in the water. Then the witch disappeared. The next day, someone found Paresh's dead body floating in the water. When he saw what was happening, he immediately contacted the police. After investigation, the police handed over his body to his family and declared the cause of death as drowning in water. If you like the video, press the like button and also subscribe my channel so I can get motivation of making this type of videos in future.